so excited about what we'll be starting this month. Okay, we'll be starting a new series, and we'll be looking at it throughout the month of April. Okay, it's going to be about maturity. I call it the maturity series. Okay, because we're going to be sharing about physical maturity, spiritual maturity, emotional maturity. Okay, we're going to see how all of these come together to form a holistic person. All right, I'm sure you are aware that you are not just the body that you are in right now. You're not just your body. You are spirit, soul, and body. The real you cannot be seen. That's the truth. The real you is not what everyone is seeing right now. No, the real you is your spirit. It's inside. Okay, that spirit also has another expression, not just an expression, another part called the soul. The soul is also invisible, right? Nobody sees the soul of anyone. No. All right. So yes, the spirit, you have a soul, and then you live in a body. Okay. I'm tempted to just get into the breakdown of all of that right now, but I don't think I have to. Do I have to? Okay. Let me see if I can give one line definitions of all of those. All right. So the spirit, like I said, is the real you. That's the you that was created when God said, "Let us make man in our own image and likeness." Okay, that is the real you. That's you. That inner you is whole. It's complete. All right. It's healthy. It's not limited. That real you is the spiritual essence of you. Now, you relate with the spiritual world, okay? Whether you believe in God or something else, you connect with the spiritual world, okay, with your spiritual essence through your spirit, okay? And then you connect with your mental world around you through your soul, okay? And your soul is where the seat of your consciousness is where your emotions are, is where your will is, okay? And then your body is obviously the container that houses your spirit and soul right here on earth. So when you're no more on earth, you will not use this body, okay? And that is why when the spirit leaves a man, the body drops down. So why am I going into all of this talk? Well, just to set a foundation, okay? Let it not just take me out of line. But at the end of the day, in fact, it's a very important foundation because we're looking at a well-rounded individual. Okay, so when we're speaking about being mature, we're not just talking about maturity in one aspect. We're going to x-ray all the different aspects. We're going to talk about what it means to be physically mature, what it means to be spiritually mature, what it means to be emotionally mature. All right. Now, there are one or two other points I may bring here or there, but I mean, these are the core three areas we're going to look at. Okay. And promises to be really, really rich. Now, let me ask you a question. Are there people you have seen before that that the way they behave, you say stuff like, why is this one behaving like a child? And the person is an adult, obviously. Have you seen people like that before? You're wondering, why is he behaving like a child? I mean, that's so childish. I expected better from this person. I mean, they're supposed to be well exposed. They're supposed to know better. So I expected more. I expected, a better behavior. But why is this person behaving in this childish way? I'm sure you see that, or you have had cause to experience that at some point or the other in your life. Okay. At your office, in your church, your social gathering, I'm sure there are people that you can say this person is not behaving like his or her age. All right. Yeah. Somebody said, you saw one today. Oh my God. Yeah. And you would always come across this. That's the truth. Because you are interacting with human beings. You're interacting with people who have different kinds of experiences, from their upbringing to the environment they grew up in, and the different experiences they had from their family members, from neighbors, from the world around them. All of those experiences kind of left residue in them and formed them in, unknowingly. So you see people behave in different ways. Not everyone was properly brought up. And as a matter of fact, there is such a thing as being properly brought up. There's such a thing as the way a child should go. The Bible says in Proverbs 22 verse 6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. It therefore means that there is a way, there is a way to grow up, and there's a way not to grow up. Somebody understands what I'm saying? Yeah, there is a way to grow up and a way not to grow up. Okay, there is a way to be brought up, all right, and a way not to be brought up, all right. There are certain things that children need to learn while they are children. There are certain things they need to learn when they start approaching adolescence. There are certain things they need to learn, when they start becoming young adults, okay. There are many people who go through life, without deliberate training. And that is why I'm doing what I'm doing in this space of love and relationship, so that any of such persons who by any chance stumble on my platform will have the opportunity to go through a lot of training. And that's why we have a lot of content on our YouTube channel and here on our Instagram channel. All right. A lot of content. Free of charge, accessible for you. Just go there and start listening to it one after the other. It's also why we don't rush our posts. All right. Sometimes people have suggested that, just make it a 5-minute post, just give bullet points, pop, pop, pop. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm trying to achieve here. What I'm trying to do here is to really elaborate on stuff so that people can understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so that is why we're here, to provide deliberate mentoring, deliberate teaching, deliberate training in the aspect of love, relationship, and marriage. Okay, so many people just grew up by chance, by circumstance. They had to learn everything by themselves. They had to teach themselves certain things. They had to be at the mercy of pressure from peers. Do you understand? And that is so not fair. That is so not right. All right, that's so not right. People have to be brought up in a particular way, all right, because there is a way that a child is to be raised, so that when he is old, he will not depart from it. All right. So what does the word maturity mean? Of course, it's from the root word mature. And generally, when you speak about mature, you're saying something is fully grown or fully developed. Of course, in our context, okay? There are different contexts of the use of the word. But in this context, we're talking about someone who is expected to be fully grown, fully mature, fully developed, and especially as an adult. Okay, so if one is to be said to be mature, it means that you're saying that these 3 core areas of that person's life, spirit, soul, body, okay, it means that this person has attained some level of growth in these areas. And this growth is evident in how they relate with the world around them. Take note, very important. The growth they have made in their personal lives reflect in how they relate with the world around them. And that is why when you see how certain people handle certain circumstances, you say, no, this guy is not mature. Okay. And when you see how another person handles it, you say, yes, that's a more mature approach. Okay. Yeah, that's more like it. You understand? Why? Because you're rating them based on how they are relating or responding or reacting to the environment around them, to the world around them. Okay. So that said, there's a scripture in 1 Corinthians 13 verse 11. Okay. It says, when I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. He said, but when I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. So instructive. When I was a child, I spoke, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I processed, I reasoned like a child. But when I became a man, it was expedient, it was necessary that I had to put childish ways behind me. Okay, now it's very important in life to be able to identify the difference in phases in your life. It's very important. And that's why some people who have grown still behave like they're babies, because they don't know that, hey, as my age is going up, there's some level of responsibility and a difference in thinking and processing that I'm supposed to start applying now. Okay, and those are people many times who were not helped, who were not trained. Okay, but I'm sure in the typical African setting, for example, there are certain things a child will do and they will spank you and tell you, hey, don't do that, you're no more a baby. You know, that's some form of grooming where you're being told that, hey, You can't do like that anymore. Yeah, you used to get away with that as a child, as a baby, as an infant, but you're no more an infant. Hey, you're 5-year-old, you're no more an infant. All right? Instead of doing that now, you need to learn to do this. And then you get to another stage, you start teaching you, okay, you have to take responsibility for certain things. You have to do this yourself. You don't have to wait for mommy. You don't have to wait for daddy. Do you understand? So with every level of growth in life, there should be some level of self-awareness. And with that awareness should come some taking of responsibility, because at that point, you cannot say that you don't know what exactly you're doing. I hope I'm not running too fast. There's just so much to say in this conversation. All right. So that is why we have taken this month to talk about maturity. And then we're going to break it down. We'll start with physical maturity today. Okay. Next week, we'll speak about spiritual maturity, and then we'll close it with emotional maturity. And then we'll take questions on the last Wednesday in the month of April. Okay. Now, that said, there's something I wanted to say that just jumped out of my head. I wanted to say something. I will find it and I will say it. Okay. Let me just see my notes and see if I remember what I wanted to say. Okay, so we called the topic for today my picture perfect spouse. And that is because we're trying to talk about physical maturity. Okay, so everything about the external, everything physical, and then the reasoning, the thought that birthed that theme is the fact that many times when we speak about relationships, the first thing people really do is to look at the external. Many times that's the first thing that happens. They're looking at the external. They're looking at the height. If it's a guy, you're checking TD, what do you call it? TDH, tall, dark, handsome. Okay, of course, it's been amended. He has to be bearded in these days. All right, so tall, dark, handsome, bearded. All right, and then rich, of course. He has to be rich if he doesn't have money. Hey, what are you doing here? Get out of here, man. We need people with money. What are you saying? Okay, so, tall, dark, handsome, bearded, rich, I don't know. Of course, I'm sure there are one or two other things that people look out for. Okay, and then, of course, if it's the lady, woo, everybody wants a Sengamanga-ish lady. You understand? The figure 8, front and back intact, in appropriate measures, okay? Some care about the height, the complexion, and all of that. Some people say the lips, the tips and the hips, the lips and fingertips. All right. So people look at all these things external. All right. And, at the end of the day, really, the fact that someone has all of those things, does it mean that that person is mature? Does it mean that that person is ready for the commitment of a marital relationship? Does it mean that that person even understands what it means to be in a marital relationship? These are very pertinent questions you want to ask yourself all of the time. Okay, and with some of the things I'll share today, you could form some kind of, will I say, not like checklist, but indices, yeah, to evaluate, a person's maturity per se. Okay, physical maturity, which is what we're looking at today. Okay, so beyond that picture perfect you have in mind, that idea, that thing that has been sold to you from the movies, from the novels, from the musical videos and all of those things you see out there. Okay, beyond that idea that has been sold to you, you want to be able to evaluate correctly. And let me even say this: it's not just about evaluating the other person. No. You're also evaluating yourself, because if you recall, I'm always very big on putting the spotlight on you. The searchlight has to be on you. You are the focal person. You have to be committed to improving yourself. You have to be better. You, the focal person is you. It's not your spouse. Okay, and let me say this, because sometimes when couples come for counseling, one party is always quick to say, it's my spouse that needs this counseling, and I just laugh and say, it's okay, let's start. Many times when we start, you discover that at the end of the day, you, the person reporting your spouse, also has a very important role to play. Okay, so at the end of the day, you see where you come in, you see where your spouse comes in, and at the end of the day, you just get to understand that, hey, it takes two of us actually, to make this thing work. I hope somebody grabs what I'm saying. Okay, so that said, it's beyond the physical qualities. You want to be able to ask yourself, yes, I have all these great physical qualities, but what more am I bringing to the table? What more am I offering that special person who's going to be my spouse? I want to be special for that person. So what makes me special? All right. Why should anybody want me as their spouse? You want to be able to ask yourself some of those questions. All right. You want to be able to know for sure how well you have taken charge over yourself, over your space. You want to be able to say for sure how self-aware you are. All right. So let me just jump into a couple of things. So it is just expected typically that when you see somebody who is of a particular age or who's grown to a particular extent, you just expect them to behave like adults. You just expect them to behave mature. Okay. The Bible says something in Job chapter, I think 12 verse 12. It says, for wisdom comes with age. Okay. Now it is expected that wisdom comes with age. It says wisdom is with aged men, and with length of days comes understanding. Now, this is under the assumption that typically, people should have sense as they grow older. That is the assumption there in that scripture. With age, do you understand? People should gain understanding of how stuff works. You've been around for a while. You've seen a lot of things. You've seen things work. You've seen things fail. So it is typically expected that you should be able to have insight and understanding about how stuff works. That is general expectation. That is what it is. Unfortunately, we have also seen that there are so many people who have grown old but have not been able to grab understanding, to grab wisdom from their experiences on earth. And that is why, again, in the same book of Job, in chapter 32, verse 7 and 8, let me read it. It says, I said to myself, this was the youngest of Job's friends. Okay, I said to myself that age should speak and multitude of years should teach wisdom. The guy said, however, it's not, that's not what I have seen so far. Okay. He says, but there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty, okay, the breath of the Almighty gives him understanding. That is so phenomenal. Okay, so the first thing I'm establishing is that, yes, it is expected that with age should come sense, should come development, should come maturity. Okay, but we have also seen people who have excelled in age but have not excelled in sense. Okay, and then as scripture says that there is a spirit in man, and the breath of God or the inspiration of God giveth him understanding. And that is why you see certain people who may not have been at a particular age yet, but they are processing things, at a frequency that you consider to be far higher than them, than their level. Okay. That is why the Bible will say of certain people that their wisdom could not be gainsaid. I mean, these guys were just different from their peers. All right. Why? Because there is an inspiration that comes from God upon a person's life. Okay. Let me just hold it there for now. So physical maturity, this fundamentally starts, of course, like I've established, with the outward growth. The body begins to develop, as your age increases, certain things begin to change in your body. Okay. And for what we're speaking about, being relationship that leads to marriage, okay, we will establish that, first of all, it's not for children. No, it's not for children. If you have followed me long enough, one thing I keep establishing is that you have no business thinking about a relationship if you are not thinking about marriage with that person in the shortest possible time. Not that I would like to marry this person in 20 years' time. Let us start now. Nope. Not that I want to marry this person in 10 years' time. Let us start now. Nope. It's a case of I like this person, I want to marry him or her, and I want to do that. I am able to do that in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years. Okay. Like I say, it is important that you start with this first, even if the relationship eventually stretches. But from the beginning, you were very clear that this relationship was for marriage. I hope somebody grabs what I'm saying. Okay. So first things first, if you're thinking relationship for marriage, then we are saying that you should at least be of age as an adult, okay, to talk relationship, to talk marriage. You should be an adult, first things first. Okay, you should be above 18. In some places, you should be above 21. All right. By the way, I saw a picture of, in the course of the week of a beautiful couple. Both the guy and his wife were 21 years old, and they were married. They're looking so young. You know, I just remembered one wedding. One wedding I attended, and it was the same kind of thing. The couple, they were young people, really young. I think 24 and 21 or thereabout. You know, and the women there said, who are these children coming to get married here? Who are these children? African society, if you don't have baby, if you're not old, if your face never strong, you're not ready for marriage. Well, that's what society does, right? But I mean, once you're an adult, first, you have ticked one box. First, you're an adult. Why? Because even your biological, you know, the biological stages of your life, okay, as an adult, you are now able to not only, if you're a guy, not only to impregnate a woman, but you should be able to have the kind of reasoning to control or run a family. If you're a woman, as an adult, you are now able, your body is now able to nurture life in itself for the period of the pregnancy and then give birth. But you see what happens in places where you see all of these teenage or child marriages and stuff like that, you discover that many of those ladies suffer terrible infections at birth. Some don't even make it because their pelvis is not yet developed. They're not yet mature enough to go through that process. Okay, so there's the age part of it, which just speaks to everything external. The fact that your biology, your body is ready to handle life, you know, to nurture life and to bring forth that life. Very important. And this is why we tell teenagers, especially people who are still in the university or you're still trying to, you know, find your path in life, to live love alone, live love first. You know, in Songs of Solomon, it says, do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. There is a time for love. Leave it first. Focus on yourself. Self-development. Learn a lot about your life. Learn about what you want to be in the future, what you want to do, where you want to go, or what your interests are. Learn a lot about yourself. Learn how to take control over your environment. Learn how to be in charge of your decisions. Learn how to take responsibility. Learn how to volunteer your service somewhere. Learn how to serve. These are very important and invaluable skills that you need to learn. Not to be thinking about woman or man. I know as I'm saying it, some people will still not hear. I know. Because your biology, your body is deceiving you. Because those hormones are there and are active and jumping up and down, you feel like or you think that it is time to begin to explore your sexuality. But it is not. Those things are meant to be controlled. You will find use for that control later as you grow, you know, in life. All right. So I was saying that it's not just about the age. I've established that age is important. Okay, because your biological processes need to be ready to take care of the next level of life. But beyond just that age, one very clear indication of physical maturity is that you begin to pay attention to your health. You are now aware that there is such a thing as taking deliberate charge of your health. Okay, in other words, you are mindful of what habits could be unhealthy to your body. That is because this body you have is the only agency you have to operate on earth. So if you have beautiful ideas, nice dreams, nice visions, nice concepts, and at the end of the day, the body breaks down, you will be unable to fulfill those beautiful visions. If you want to marry a very lovely husband and you don't take care of your body as a lady and your body breaks down or your body is destroyed, you will not be able to marry that person or enjoy that marriage. Same applies to you, the guy. You want a very beautiful lady, you know, but you don't take care of yourself and then you fall ill or your body breaks down, you will not be able to enjoy that woman. So what are we saying? A major index of your physical maturity is that you have learned to pay attention to your health. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'll break it down just a bit. Let me see if I'm missing anything. When we were much younger, there are certain things we could do. Run over the place, jump up and down, twist, turn, dance, shake, do this, do that, and then as you started getting older, you started getting more engrossed in work, your life became more sedentary. If you're not deliberately hitting the gym, you just discover that one day you want to bend down to pick up something from the floor and you feel this crack on your waist. You're like, what's going on? You try to just lift up a heavy object from your door to the room, and then you're panting, you're gasping, and you're wondering, what's going on? Let me tell you what's going on. That is your body telling you that, okay, things are changing. Things are changing. You are getting old. Yes. And if you don't deliberately exercise to keep these muscles and this physical body in shape, before long, you will not be relevant. You will not be able to do anything again with yourself. Do you understand? That is your body actually telling you that, hey, you have to pay attention to this and to that. And that's why, it's said that at different stages of your life, there are different levels of medical checks you need to do, or certain levels of awareness, certain things you need to take down, you need to stop doing. As a child, you can consume all of the sweetness, but as you begin to get older, they begin to tell you to watch your sugar intake level, sometimes tell you to watch your salt intake level, Now, I'm not a nutritionist, so you can get proper advice from a nutritionist or from your doctor, right? But my point is, you need to start paying attention to your health. Because as you get older, certain things change in your body. Certain things now require more attention. Certain things no longer require some kind of attention. Certain meals are more healthy for you. Certain behaviors are more healthy for you. All right. You need to start looking out for those things, paying attention to them, and finding a way to make them a regular part of your everyday life. Very important. We're still talking about physical maturity. How do you take care of that body? Some people want to hit the gym just so that they can have a good build, so that the ladies can trip for them. Yes, that is good. But while you are doing that, it is important that you also carry out all of those necessary checks that they do, so that you will be advised on what to really work on better. What kind of exercises will even be more helpful to you. It's not just about being puff and then everybody says, hey, the guy has fine chest or has six pack. Hey, it's about being healthy. Hello? So it's about being healthy. So get proper guidance. That's what I'm saying. Get proper guidance. You want to ask, okay, you want to be informed. You want to be aware, of what I don't want to go all those scientific things, right? But you need to know what is right and what is obtainable for you per time as you begin to go older. That is a sign that this person is physically mature. He's thinking well. He's thinking about the future, and he's thinking about how to preserve this body to be relevant in that future. Okay? If you don't pay attention to that, you see, have you seen people in their prime, beautiful, young, energetic, and then you hear that this person, is on deathbed because of maybe a kidney failure, liver problems and stuff like that, especially the ones that are gotten due to addiction to substances or excessive smoking and excessive drinking. Sometimes we've had the best of talents cut off at their prime due to some of these kind of things. Okay? Some of these people, when they were much younger and they wwere advised to tone down on that level of enjoyment, on that fun, they felt like, you didn't know what you were saying. You don't know what's up. You're not woke. You're not current. This is how to enjoy. This is how to live the life. But what they failed to understand was that those things they were doing were not helpful to their body, were harmful to their body. And one thing about this is that people have different kinds of resistance or levels of tolerance of some of these substances. Okay, there are people who will taste 2% alcohol and they will lose their mind. They will just they've gone, they are tipsy, they'll sleep, they'll throw up self. While there are those who will drink 45% and still be able to drive to where they are going to. Right? I'm not endorsing any, but what I'm just saying is that some people don't even understand what works for them. And then because they just see that other people are guzzling alcohol, they think, oh, it's just good and fine. Let me go and also cancel some bottles. And at the end of the day, you make a terrible fool of yourself all over the place. I remember an occasion I attended once, and then there was this guy, and then another person who was obviously a guzzler, So that guzzler was there, and there was this other young man, and they asked the guzzler, "What do you want?" And the guy's like, "Oh, Star." They'll bring Star. They ask this one, "What do you want?" He'll say, "Same." They'll bring. The guy will order another one, Star, another bottle, same. Another bottle, same. Gouda, same. Heineken, same. Everything. This one was doing same. Before long, this other guy that was Mr. Same, give me two. The guy was on the floor. He was throwing up uncontrollably. He was sick. He was like he was passing out. The guy threw up everything liquid in his body. The guy, it was a mess. The guy slept on the floor that night. He was there till now listen, he slept from that event of that evening till the next day. Not just the next day morning, till the next day, like afternoon or evening. The guy was knocked out. At some point, people were scared. Is he going to wake up? This guy slept till like afternoon the following day. When he woke up, he was like somebody that just appeared in La La Land. He didn't know where he was. He didn't know what was happening. What's going on here? Where am I? The guy was completely gone. Why? Because he was not aware of his limitations. He just wanted to flow. He just wanted to enjoy. He just wanted to do what guys were doing. I hope somebody understands what I'm saying. So it takes maturity to know how to moderate those kind of things. First of all, to even know what to do and not to do. There are certain things you should not do because they are outrightly harmful to your body. Outrightly harmful. The producers of tobacco would always write there, cigarettes will always write there that tobacco is dangerous to your health. They will always write it. They will always indicate. But yet, there are people who will say, I know something must kill a man. Leave me, I like it. But the point is, you're taking this thing in and it has a negative effect on your body, all right? And you go on doing it, and before long, there's one sickness, you start coughing, you start sneezing, you start having that dry cough, and, they check you, and, one kidney is fried, lungs fried, Why do that to yourself? How would you achieve your dreams in life? How would you live your dream life if your body is dead? How? So it's a mark of physical maturity. And I'm saying this because somebody is considering a relationship with another person who does not pay attention to their health. I'm telling you that this person is not physically mature. Yes. He can have money. He can be a senior man, bros, odogu. He can be a senior man, but he's not paying attention to his health. He's not physically mature. That's what I'm saying. That is the kind of person who will take terrible decisions just to be happy, just to have fun. Decisions that will impact on the family. Decisions that will impact on you, the one that has chosen to go and love that kind of person who is not deliberate about their health. All right. So let me just say a few things very quickly. Let me stick to this thing. So a few points, like I put down like 7 points, to look out for when we talk about physical maturity. I've already spoken, enough about alcohol, cigarettes, and harmful substances. Okay, I hope I've spoken enough on that. Please, I think this is one area that is stealing away young people. It's wiping away the lives of promising young people. That addiction to substance, you just want to feel irate. You just want to feel on top of the world. You just want to forget about your sorrow. Somebody breaks up with you. You want to get high so that you don't remember. You want to go for a party, and then you say you want to just get high first so that you can misbehave and dance with anybody you want to dance. You say, I want to meditate. I want to reason, and then you go and try to get tipsy. You always have alcohol. Listen, please. These things, medical people have said, some of these things don't even have any medical benefit to the body at all. But you just say, I must take it. I must enjoy. What is enjoyment if it is detrimental to your life? You need to ask yourself that. Okay, so I've spoken about that. So one of the indices of physical maturity is that you pay attention to your health, okay, with respect to the consumption of alcohols, cigarettes, substance. You avoid them, staying away from harmful substances. That's one of the indices of physical maturity. Okay. Yes. I know some people will say, what's this one saying? I've been drinking from childhood. My father drank and died at 97. Yes, that people get away with some of these things does not make those things okay. Okay. Even if you must take some of those things, let it be moderated. Not to the point where it begins to cut you off before time. Not to the point where it begins to affect your carrying out your God-given purpose on earth. Not to the point where you are still alive, but you are physically useless because your body has become vegetable and you can't do anything anymore. And even you start wishing that you're gone. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's very important. Stay away from alcohol, from cigarettes, from substances, addictive substances, substances. Stay away from them. Okay, that's one. Another index, of that physical maturity is your attention to personal hygiene. Personal hygiene. You cannot say that you are planning to get married and you don't know that you have a very offensive BO. You know what BO is? Body odor, mouth odor. You wear clothes that are soaked in sweat, and you wear it again tomorrow, and it's just, you need to pay attention to personal hygiene. You see that thing they used to teach you as a child? Hey, brush your teeth in the morning, brush your teeth in the afternoon. It's very important. It's for your good. If you cannot do twice a day, do once at least. Brush in the morning. And when you eat some kind of things, please brush again. They say BO is body organizer. Hey, my brother, good to see you. Pay attention to your personal hygiene. Look good. Look good. Don't be scruffy all the time. Don't just look unkempt all the time. Look good. Take care of yourself. All right? Don't look like the weight of the world's problems is on your shoulder. No, don't do that. Don't do that. All right? So what are those basic things you were taught about personal hygiene? Go back to those things. Go back to it. Having your bath. Do that regularly. Okay? I see, I'm just afraid to go into examples. I feel like I'll be hurting some people's sensibilities or sensitivities. But I'm tempted to say some kind of things. Man, take care of yourself for goodness sake. Whoosh. Chai. Guys, do well. Your singlet. That inner t-shirt. How far? When last did you see soap and water? How many days do you want to wear it before you know that it should be washed? You wear it for 1 week, Monday to Friday, same singlet. That's not cool. You're not paying attention to personal hygiene because you're going to be oozing, you're going to be smelling, you're going to be chasing people. And those are the kind of boys who be telling girls, come and hug me, come and give me a big hug, come and give me a beer hug. And you are oozing, bros. Somebody is telling me to not go into examples, so I know it will be really offensive, so let me just try it. Let me leave the one I've said. But please now take care of yourself. All of those things that you need to do to be presentable, to be clean, please do. Let me really not go into examples because it's just going to... am I supposed to get into examples? Is it the examples that will make people understand? See me now, I don't even know what to do. Okay, everything that is supposed to be inside, take care of it. Your undies, your socks. Hey, socks. Take care of it. Some people will enter the place and the whole environment will change. A presence, an unfriendly presence will fill the room. Okay? You also need to pay attention to that. Now, I'm talking to the guys. Let me not even talk about the ladies, right? Because it look like somebody is attacking some people. So let me not talk about it. But ladies, Sha, I'm sure ladies, you know what to do to take care of yourselves, right? I'm sure you do know what to do so that you don't go outside and be embarrassing yourself. Have you seen where some people just come and meet you? Hey, my friend, are you do like that? I'm sorry I didn't mean to do that, but there was this sharp thing that just passed when you came here. Please take care of yourself. Shave regularly, do you understand? Have your bath regularly, wash what needs to be washed, I don't need to say these things. I'm feeling so so yuck right now. All I'm saying is pay attention to personal hygiene. If you cannot pay attention to personal hygiene, you are lacking in physical maturity. What kind of problem is it now? You want to use smell to oppress somebody's child? See wahala. Somebody said don't go into examples. Another person say go into examples. Okay, you know what? You people should drop the examples here. Drop it for me. If you drop it, I will read it. Yeah, people learn better with examples, right? Okay, so if you drop the examples, I will read it. But if you don't drop it, let me be playing safe around. Let me not hurt some people's sensibilities. Yeah, someone says, let me help you. Oh yeah, thank you, Sonia. In fact, give me examples. Yeah, so please feel free to contribute examples of hygiene. In fact, you people should contribute. When you contribute, I'll be reading it because it's important. You see, adults who don't know these things. Okay, let me be focusing on my gender. You ladies can write for your own gender. Let me focus on my own. All right. I got in. There was this some years back. I was in a bus, and there was this guy in front of us. He was, there was this other lady by his side, and it's a typical guy, man. Trying to have a conversation. Just what we do, man. Right? How are you? What's your name? Where you going? What's up? And then this guy had to stop when he got to his bus stop. When he stood up, he did not know that perhaps his shirt, when you sit and your shirt goes up like that, and his boxers was showing. The boxers was torn. It was dirty. All of those at the back just did, it was quite embarrassing. And I said to myself, oh my God. And guess the bad part, the lady he was trying to impress also saw it as he was trying to alight from the bus. Just imagine now, after all the big man way they form, his boxers are going to spoil your full self-respect. It's not fair. You can do better. You can do better. So pay attention to those things. All right? Your singlet, your boxer shorts, your stockings, your shirt. Know how to wash clothes well. If you cannot wash clothes, pay dry cleaner to wash clothes for you. Yeah. I think I should stop there. If you guys drop examples, maybe I'll take them. But if you don't drop examples, better for me, please, because I feel like I thought I had a lot of confidence, but now I'm afraid to say some of those things. So let me go on to the next point. So I've talked about personal hygiene. Pay attention to your personal hygiene. I said stay away from drugs, from alcohol, from cigarettes, and harmful substances. Learn to eat right. That's the next point. Learn to eat right. It's not everything you see that you must eat. Some things are death in disguise. Some things are death packaged. You need to know about the composition of what you are eating. One of the indices of physical maturity, okay, is that you pay attention to your diet. You don't swallow everything that is offered to you. No, you don't. For certain things, you should pass. All right? So learn to eat healthy. All of these are still, I told you something about paying attention to your health. All right? Yeah, so all of these are just the breakdown of different things you can pay attention to. Pay attention to what you eat. If you don't know how to eat right, then go and consult. See, I'm not a professional here, so I don't even know how to recommend this or that. But what I know is that there are people who are good at these things. And if you go online, in fact, if you go online, you just be confused because over information everywhere, all right? But my point is find out what works for you. Find out what things are healthy. Some things are generally healthier than other things. Vegetables will always be healthy. Do you understand? Fruits will always be healthy, all right? A lot of sugar will always be unhealthy. Yes. A lot of carbs will always be unhealthy. Do you understand? Right. So learn how to moderate these things. Learn what to take. Okay. At some age in your life, you should forbid soft drinks. Just saying. All right, you should no longer do all those you carbonated drinks and all those sugar loaded drinks at some point in your life. No, you should just escape some of those things. You should just, you have tried, so leave them alone. Do you understand? Look for the healthier alternatives. There will always be healthier alternatives. You need to know that. All right. Yeah. Van says, this food one. I know this food one, Sha, it's not easy. Yeah, this food one is not easy. I know it's not easy. You just want to chop. You want to chop life. You want to enjoy. You want to chop meat, chop suya, chop and drink red wine, drink alcohol. Just they okay. But man, you gotta watch it. Yes, you gotta watch it. You need to know what works for you. You need to know what's healthy for you. You need to know what's good for you. But as a matter of fact, this food thing, right? Let me keep it as basic as possible. I'm sure you have observed that there are times of the day you will eat and you'll feel drowsy, you'll feel weak. There are quantities of food you will eat, you'll feel drowsy, you'll feel weak. There are quantities of food you will eat and you will feel uncomfortable, you can't sleep well, you can't concentrate on anything, your tummy is just upset. There are meals you will eat and you would visit the toilet a lot. Do you understand? If at this age you have not yet known what kind of things can cause all of these different things to you, then you don't even know what you're doing. Then you're not physically mature. Yeah, because at this point you should be able to say that, I'm lactose intolerant, so if you give me milk here, I will embrace the toilet. There's some kind of ice cream, don't bring near me, I better go. Even when they take ice cream, you just take small, because if you take that cup that other people have taken, you will camp in the toilet because your stomach will be turning on your own. Do you understand? So at some point you should know it. You have work to do at night and you go take one heavy plate of semo or eba or akpo fufu, and then you're chopping the fufu with the soup and the meat. When you finish, you drink water, and at the end of the day, what do? You sleep when you should have been working. Do you understand? Because what you did was something that would knock your body out. And you were supposed to know it if at this age of your life, you have paid attention to yourself, you are self-aware, and you have paid attention to your body to know what works for you when and when it does not work for you. You see, so it's a mark of physical maturity. Paying attention to your diet. All right, there are certain times you know that for the kind of thing I want to do, I should not eat this kind of food. I should just take water, I should just take a fruit, I should just take tea, just take something light because I need to work, or I need to do this, I need to do that. Okay, you go to certain places, they tell you it's a buffet, eat anything you want. Don't touch that thing. If you touch it, you will fool yourself in this place. Some of you, your own is boiled egg. If you chop boiled egg, you start throwing bomb all over the place. And you know it, yet you go for a public function and you go and be consuming things. Then before you know, everybody will be saying, something is smelling around here. And then you tight your face as if, I don't know what they're talking about. And everybody knows, people like, say that this guy. Do you understand? So please pay attention, all right? So you don't embarrass yourself. Pay attention to what you eat. That's just what I'm explaining. It's one of the indices of physical maturity. How many things have I spoken about? I was talking about personal hygiene, eating right. Oh, this one is also very important. Learn how to sleep right. Learn how to sleep right. Many people don't sleep well enough. Listen, I have been guilty of this for a very long time in my life. I'm not even trying to hide it here. Many people don't sleep well enough. Sleep helps the body in every way. Sleep helps the body in every way. It helps you to reset. It helps food to digest properly. It helps your mind, your brain to function properly. It helps you to be smarter. It helps your muscles to relax properly. It helps the body to heal itself. There are so many advantages of good sleep. Yet, some people think it is a mark of greatness to not sleep well. And at the end of the day, you achieve a lot in life and the person's health is affected. What is the point working so hard only to come down with stroke at a young age? What is the point working so hard only to come down with high blood pressure and diabetes at a very young age? What's the point? Montgomery says some people will not oversleep and be snoring anyhow. Okay, yeah, I think 8 hours sleep is good. Yeah, 8 hours is good. If you do more than 8 hours, I don't know, right? But I'm sure you have bills to pay, right? So 8 hours is just okay. Okay, I was checking something. All right, so yeah, try to get like 6 to 8 hours. Yeah. Consumption, consumption to production. After they consume, then they begin to produce. Of course, that is for those who chop and eat all manner of things, and then they start releasing harmful substances in the air. Okay, so yeah, you need to sleep right. My time is even almost up. You need to sleep right. Then the other point is exercise. You need to exercise regularly. This thing I'm saying now is myself I'm talking to right now. You need to exercise regularly. You see, like I said, many times when you get into the working stage of your life, you begin to sit down for a long time. You sit for long hours. You know, you are in meetings, you are in sessions, most times you're seated at the office. You're seated in the car driving to the office. You get to the office, you're seated again for long hours. You get out of the office, you sit down in the car, driving to the house. You get to the house, you're sitting down on the couch watching TV. You're sedentary. Listen, the body was meant for motion. You see, you need to move. You need to keep all of those cells and all of those muscles alive. You need to keep your body active. Do you understand? So yes, it's important to exercise. Okay, there are very basic things. You don't need to go to the gym to exercise properly. There are very basic exercises you can do. All right, just go on YouTube and say exercises to do at home, aerobics to do at home. You will get more than enough. Just look for anyone and subscribe to them and join them. But you need to pay attention to exercising. Exercising helps your muscles. It helps your body to relax. It helps your brain to perform better. All right. It helps you to be smarter if you don't know. Oh, yes. So please pay attention to exercising. Yes, it's important. Oh, thank you, ma. Thank you, Madam Vicky. Good to see you, ma. All right. Pay attention to exercising. This next point somehow is inside all of them, but I just need to bring it out. Managing your stress levels, especially if you live in Lagos, Nigeria. Your stress level is going to be very high because of what it takes to commute. Many times you spend long hours in traffic, going to work, coming back, going to anywhere at all, not just work, and then certain other circumstances. If you have to take public transport, it's just like, come on, you need to know how to manage stress. And on top of that, you're working in a very maybe toxic environment, very stressful, very demanding. So at every point you're on eggshells. Then on top of that one, you're not being in a relationship with a man that will be stressing you, or a woman that will be stressing you. So before you know it, unnecessary high blood pressure everywhere. No. You need to know how to manage stress. All right, you need to know how to manage it. Yes, you need to learn how to drop certain things. You need to know how to not respond to certain things. You need to know how to say no to certain people and to certain requests. You need to know how to prioritize. You need to know that you can't carry everything at the same time. You need to have the confidence to tell your boss that, please, can I take this one after the other? All right, you need to know how to manage stress. If not, you will be doing things that will be detrimental to your health. Yeah. You work so hard, you can't attend family events. Your friends are getting married, you can't be there. You can't show up for people who really matter to you. People need you and you can't be there for them because you're in this meeting, you're in that, you're always in something. And there are people who are really important in your life, but they can't have access to you. That is so unfair. All right, so you want to look into that. Okay, so manage your stress levels. What else am I missing out? The final point I will share on this, indices for physical maturity is your personal tidiness. Yes. Learn to be organized in your own personal space. It's very important. Learn to be organized in your personal space. Okay? Yeah. Some people struggle with this, I know, but it's important. Know it and have it in mind, all right? You don't want to get married to somebody who who misplaces everything important in their life. From birth certificate, appointment letter in the office, international passport. You can't remember where you kept it. You have to go on the trip and you cannot find it. Oh, was it here? Was it there? Hey, where did I leave it? Oh, important things in your life. Documents. You don't know where they are. Some people come home from work today and don't know where they keep the car key. Tomorrow they start looking for that same car key. Can't you see how these things can affect your productivity? And then you're running late because you're looking for the car key. You can't remember if you took it upstairs, if you left it downstairs, if it's under the chair, if it's on the table, if it's in the drawer, if it's you don't know because you're not organized. You don't know where you arrange things. You don't know how you keep things. You're just so disorganized. There are some people like that. That is not good. That is not a mark of maturity. Okay? You don't want to get married to somebody who is that disorganized. All right? Someone says that some people, their rooms are upside down. And guess what? You see, I know there are different temperaments and there are those who can be like that and they still find a way to go through life. There are those who will tell you that leave it scattered like that. I know how to look for my things when they are scattered. But when you arrange it, I cannot find anything again. So leave it for me. The scatter is an organized scatter. All right. Well, if it works for you, but the thing is, we're talking about relationship and marriage here. It might be fine for you. But the person that you are liking or that you want to marry you, it might be entirely irritating for that person. And they might not just be able to stomach that level of disorganization. You see that it's already affecting that relationship, right? Oh, yeah. And by the way, cleanliness is next to godliness. That's so true. All right? So please pay attention to your personal space. Learn how to be organized. Learn how to be tidy. Learn how to apportion different places for different things, so that you don't have to think, have a place where you keep this, have a place where you keep that. And these are things you can learn. Hagar says arranged chaos. For those people who are organized in the chaos, their own level of organization is a chaotic one. Okay, but please, generally, because you're bringing somebody else into your life, okay, so you want to be sure that you can demonstrate that level of coordination. All right, there are so many things that are important to you. You need to know how to keep them well so that when they need to be recalled for any purpose, you can easily get it. Your promotion letter at the office, your company registration documents, important documents. List them. There are so many. You need to know how to keep these things where you can easily find them. You need to know how to keep your dirty clothes away from your clean clothes. Some people don't mix up everything. Pick up this, it's dirty. I did not know. It's dirty. I've already worn it and gone to the junction before I discovered that, it's that one I wore 2 weeks ago that is dirty. What kind of thing is that? When you wear dirty clothes, keep them somewhere else now, and then wash them, and then when they are ready, bring them back to the section of clothes to be worn. Do you understand? But my point is, generally, try to organize your personal space. Am I missing out on anything? Anyway, so all of these points, let me just run through the 7 points very quickly because my time is up right now. Okay, 1, I said pay attention to, in no particular order, pay attention to personal hygiene, learn how to eat right, learn how to sleep right, learn how to manage stress levels, okay, learn how to exercise regularly, stay away from alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, and all those harmful and addictive substances, and then learn personal tidiness, okay? Now, when you see anybody, no matter their age, and these basic things I have shared are lacking in their life, that is a clear sign that this person is not physically mature enough to be talking about getting a spouse into their lives. Okay, let them sort themselves out. Now, the truth is, some of these things may not be entirely red flags. There are some of these things that people will pick on as they see somebody to inspire them. Do you understand? I wanted to say one confession now. Let me just say, so I don't look like I've been yapping people since. As an adult, all right, the first time in my life I learned to have my bath in the evening, okay, as an adult that is now living away from parents and all of that, was when I started toasting one girl that, let me not say toasting, we were very good friends and I was liking her. And I came back from where was I was 7 then. I got back from work and all that, and I just got on the phone. She said, "Hey, have you had your bath?" And I'm like, wait. And I just came back from, no, please go have your bath. And I'm like, so that person good. I'm fine now. Am I smelling? I'm not smelling now. But you see, because of love, I had to go and learn how to be having my bath in the evening. All right. Now, so so just keeping it real, right? Point is, there are people who can learn certain things when they have a reason to. Okay, so it might not be a reason to just completely write off somebody and say, no, this one is not among, it's not, no. Some of those people can actually learn if you are able to teach them, if you're able to show them the way. But you see that one about harmful substances, addiction. Please be wise. Don't go and use your own life as collateral for somebody else's mistakes, for somebody else's carelessness, for somebody's irresponsibility. No, don't do that. Okay, so if you are dating someone and they have these reckless behaviors, it will do you good to leave that person alone, to go and try and fix themselves so that they don't drag you into their mess. And guess what? Sometimes when you think you can manage them, you find yourself also indulging in the same substances those guys are indulging in. There are people who have killed themselves because their boyfriends or their girlfriends dragged them into drugs and they didn't make it. All right, so let me stop there for now. I hope it's been a good use of your time. I need to stop here because our time is used up. All right, thank you so much, and see you guys again next week. I have some announcements to make. Yeah. Of course, our products, we have a lot of products right now. We have a lot of products, free and paid products. Okay, but if you check the link in my bio, you will see the link to our paid products. I encourage you to participate to get them. We have courses that prepare people for marriage, very solid courses. I encourage you to get them. I have a mentorship platform, and I mean, that's just very basic, 10,500 for the year, or for, I mean, it's a one-off, it's a lifetime payment for now, so jump on that. It gives you access to consultation and some of these kind of informal conversations. All right. If you want a proper session, that's fine. We have proper sessions for marriage counseling, for life coaching, to resolve issues and stuff like that in your marriage or your relationship. Okay. So please feel free to check all of those, products and patronize. Okay. We just started something really beautiful, which is an affiliate system where you can sell our courses and earn money for yourself. Okay, and I'll be putting up more information about that out. But if you're interested, feel free to chat me up and I'll show you how to go about that. Okay, you can really make a lot for yourself by just helping to push this word out. So I gotta stop now. Ella, you just joined. Oh my God, sorry we're closing or we're going home now, but it's good to see you. All right, God bless you guys. Have a beautiful rest of the day. And then see you again next week. Next week, we're taking it to the next level. We're doing spiritual maturity. Okay. All of you, fear of God people, we're coming to talk to you about that. Okay. All I just want is a God-fearing man. All I want is, I want a messaging with a mix of, what's that woman? I've forgotten her name. Okay, maybe a mix of Beyonce. Okay. Now we're going to address all of those things. I want a God-fearing man. We're going to address it in spiritual maturity. See you guys next week. God bless you, and bye for now.